assault on the lies of the New World Order. It's Christian Talk.
DarkDox, digest. DarkDox, digest. DarkDox, digest. DarkDox, digest.
Welcome to April 9th, 2025, Wednesday edition of the DarkDox Digest with your host, Christian Coffins.
DarkDox, digest. DarkDox,
Digest.
Happy Wednesday, everybody! Isn't it ironic? We're gonna get to the bottom of this. That's what we're gonna do. Oh man, I have just been all over the place. I had to do some emergency running around last minute, and so I'm scrambling. And then Alex Jones is on Tucker Carlson, so I'm watching that. 5 people in the chat. Awesome. Thank you so much for choosing this over Tucker and Alex. I don't even know what to say. But yeah, let's get right into it. I have a new fun thing up here I'm going to use from time to time. Let's see. So we're going to try not to display capture. Today's episode is called Irony. It is ironic, I do think, the use of words to express something other than and especially an opposite of the literal meaning, according to Merriam-Webster, usually humorous and sardonic, which that's another word I didn't really know, and I like it. Distastefully or skeptically humorous, derisively mocking. I think DarkDox is a bit sardonic, don't you think? And, just for your reference, things that are not irony is pretty spelled out in the reader, and you can actually listen to it, which is kind of nice.
Is this distinction? Sometimes people misapply ironic.
Like they actually got the guy to read it. It's not like a robot talking to you, so I like listening to things wherever I can. Linguistic and literary device, spoken in a written form in which the real meaning is concealed and contradicted. So why am I focusing on irony today? Because I made this, and it's my new favorite. Where is it? I had to add her to all the because she's holding a sign that says fascist while doing the Roman salute. And it's like, she's like, hello, my name is fascist. And it's ironic because she thinks she's fighting fascists. And she was calling a black dude running for some office a fascist, which is hilarious and ironic on so many levels. Because you got the race thing going on, you got the, political thing going on. And she thinks the Constitution is fascist, which is hilarious. And I just love it. I love it. So this is irony. It's when it's funny, and it's not what you think. It's not what you mean by that. And but there's other synonyms to irony that people usually confuse, and that's why I wanted to clear the air. If you are on Facebook, I am Christian X Coffins. And we also have the DarkDox network that you can join and talk to other, conspiracy therapists. If you're on X, I am Sacred Owls Unite. If you're on Rumble, we are DarkDox. If you're on BitChute, we are DarkDox. You see all of these little White Houses up here? That's all from today, and Donald Trump was busy. Restoring America's maritime dominance by the authorities vested in the President of the Constitution and the laws of the United States of America, it is hereby ordered that the commercial shipbuilding capacity of maritime workforce of the United States been weakened for decades of government neglect, leading to the decline of a once strong industrial base while simultaneously empowering our adversaries and eroding United States national security. Both our allies and our strategic competitors produce ships for a fraction of the cost needed in the United States. Recent data shows that the United States constructs less than 1% of the commercial ships globally, while the People's Republic of China is responsible for producing approximately half. Rookie numbers. We gotta get it up there. It's good. Once we bring manufacturing back to the United States, we won't need all you dumb leftist countries anymore. And that's America first, baby. If you don't like it, get the fuck out! Directing the repeal of unlawful regulations, memorandum for the heads of executive departments and agencies, promoting economic growth and American innovation are the top priorities of the Trump administration. Unlawful, unnecessary, and onerous regulations impede these objectives and impose massive costs on American consumers and American businesses. We can't have that. Let's get rid of it. Reducing anti-competitive regulatory barriers. Federal regulations should not predetermine economic winners and losers, yet some regulators operate to exclude new market entrants. So this is for small businesses. Let's go. Zero-based regulatory budgeting to unleash American energy. They're banging on all cylinders. By the authority vested in the President of the Constitution and laws of the United States of America, it is hereby ordered in our country, laws are supposed to provide the certainty and order necessary to foster liberty and innovation. Instead, our vast regulatory structure often serves to constrict ordered liberty, not promoted. The United States Code itself is more than 60,000 pages, but unelected agency officials writ most of the complex, legally binding rules on top of that, often stretching these statutory provisions beyond what the Congress enacted. So, yep, they're going by and defragmenting our whole business process here in the United States. And it's a great thing. It's going to cut bureaucracy. This is government efficiency in action. Reducing anti-competitive regulatory barriers. Once more. Reforming foreign defense sales to improve speed and accountability. To serve in the interests of the American people, the United States must maintain the world's strongest and most technologically advanced military throughout a dynamic defensive industrial base, coupled with a robust network of capable partners and allies, a rapid and transparent foreign defense sales system that enables effective defense cooperation between the United States and our chosen partners is foundational to these objectives. The point of all of this, of course, like I cover this stuff just because I would cover it if this was the Biden administration or if this was the Obama administration, same thing, or any administration, because I care about what's going on in the world. And we did not get this with the Biden administration. We got maybe one thing that was updated every couple days. It was short, pointless. Typically had to do with the gays. Like, what are we doing? And no, this is leading. This is the executive branch executiving. Maintaining acceptable water pressures for shower heads. Yeah, and get rid of those low flush toilets. By the powers vested in the President of the Constitution and the laws of the United States of America, it is hereby ordered, overregulation chokes American economy and stifles personal freedom. But a small but meaningful example is the Obama-Biden war on showers. Twice in the last 12 years, those administrations promulgated multi-thousand word regulations defining the word showerhead. I mean, it's a compound word. Educating and Sharing Day. I have no idea what this is. The Education and Sharing Day USA. We draw inspiration from the life, legacy, and blessed memory of Rabbi Mechanum, banana, badada, bababa. Why? From the ashes of the Holocaust, established one of the most vibrant joy. But he's a Nazi. You see, you know, he's given love and appreciation. So now, therefore, I, Donald Trump, President of the United States of America, by virtue of the authority vested in the laws of the United States, hereby proclaim April 9th, 2025, Education and Sharing Day. I call upon all government officials, educators, volunteers, and people of the United States to observe this day in appropriate programs, ceremonies, and activities. All right. So, I know I'm being rude, but like, this just seems peppered in here, and I'm annoyed. The First Lady and I encourage Americans to reflect upon Rabbi's teachings. The reason why I'm irked, again, it has nothing against the Jewish people. It has everything to do with, like, what does that have to do with the United States? Like, in the same way, we aren't saying, you know, Christ this, Christ that. You know, I can do it on my show because I'm a private citizen who is a Christian, and, you know, Trump's a Christian, but it goes to show, like, he doesn't shove it down your throat. In fact, he does a lot more for the Jews than it seems like he's doing for the Christians at the moment with Israel and everything. National Former Prisoner of War Recognition Day. So we're having two things on the same day now? I'm confused. On this National Former Prisoners of War Recognition Day, we remember every American who served, service member who carries the memory of being captured in a war as a consequence of defending American freedom. See, I don't think we should have that other thing on the same day as this. This seems more important. I don't know. Am I being nitpicky? Let me know in the comments. National Crime Victims' Rights Week. All Americans should be able to thrive in their communities, raise families, and lead long and fulfilling lives without fear of being victimized by crime. Tragically, in recent years, soft on crime policies have emboldened vicious criminals, murderers, gang members to wage war on our public safety and endanger our public spaces and break down the rule of law. This National Crime Victims' Rights Week, we offer our unending support to every victim of crime. So while we're on that, can we find this woman? Because I'd like to press charges because she sexually assaulted me. Being a member of the tolerant left, fact sheet President Donald J. Trump pushes the reset button on America's energy regulations. Yeah, okay, so yeah, these are just the fact sheets. I kind of delved a little deeper, but if you just want the cliff notes, they have the fact sheets for you. Miles Taylor. Apparently Taylor fucked up. Susan Godfrey too. Suspending and reviewing access to information consistent with national interests. You look more into that. I don't know. I don't know everything, people. President Donald J. Trump reforms federal foreign defense sales. Got it. Fact sheet for that. Yep. And president for Main Street, not Wall Street. Yeah, it's funny how, like, all of a sudden now all the lefties that don't even trade stocks are like, oh my God, the stock market. And then I hope you bought that dip because it went right back up. And yeah, you know, I put $5 in Tesla just to see, like, when it crashed. I'm like, I could throw away $5. And I made 50 cents. So if you bought that dip during the whole Tesla tank down, that would have been a smart investment. Because 50 cents back on $5, yeah. Speaking of Doge, on the website, the login button was not at the top right of the navigation like most websites. It was weirdly placed in the middle of the page below the fold. An IRS engineer explained that the soonest this change could be deployed is July. Sounds pretty inefficient to me. Contract updates. Termination for convenience, complete or partial. What am I looking at? In the last 2 days, agencies terminated 108 wasteful contracts with the ceiling value of $205 million and savings of $70 million, including a $14,000 HHS contract for the Executive Transformal Leadership Training Program and a $5.2 million USOPM, what is that? Contract to provide cliffhanger to provide what? Advisory assistance and improve transform current processes and like so vague. No money for you. That's why they're mad. Office of Personnel Management. I see. All right. Colorado court issues gag order on father fighting to save 14-year-old son from gender transition. A Colorado father is fighting to prevent the chemical transitioning of his confused 14-year-old son, of which the courts are imposing gag orders on him to prevent him from trying to talk to his son in waiting. Ugh.
My ex-wife said, I want my son to be put on puberty blockers and cross-sex hormones. I am not allowed to talk to my child about any transgender issues. I'm not allowed to talk to him about the lawsuit that his mother brought up against me. I'm not allowed to contact any medical professionals that are treating my child. The reason for it is that my child is in distress. I wasn't able to take him to any independent psychiatric evaluation. The Truth Center admitted him after basically a 20-minute Zoom interview. First thing they did is they contacted my insurance. And that's really the only reason I even know anything's going on. A doctor, again I use quotes, put this implant in. And that's where we are today. I will fight this decision. I don't know where this is going. I don't know if we're gonna win. But I will do what I need to do to save my child because I'm a parent. And that's what parents do. This is what fathers do for their children.
That's right. It's disgusting. Parents should have rights over, schools, courts, law enforcement. Parents should be number one. It's in the Bible. It's bullshit. Attorney Ty Clevenger files to hold FBI in contempt for defying court's orders in Seth Rich case. I mean, at what point? This poor guy. This is a Democrat, DNC staffer, that was murdered because he got the Podesta files, the Hillary Clinton files, and they shot him dead. It was murder. They tried to brush it off as like, oh, mugging. Like these guys always get mugged at the right time, Attorney Ty Clevenger has filed a motion in federal court to hold the FBI in contempt for what he calls deliberate and unwillful defiance of a court order mandating the release of key information related to the murder of DNC staffer Seth Rich. The filing, made on behalf of Texas plaintiff Brian Huddleton, alleges that the FBI systematically concealed records from Rich's personal and work laptops, obstructing transparency and ignoring clear directives from the court. You see, the Clintons are behind all this, because I bet you anything that the FBI agents that are blocking this shit, the Clintons have shit on them. It's all about blackmail. And that's the irony of this, is that is what is probably going to be shown on his laptop, which we have some of in the DarkDox archive, which if you buy one of our projectors or thumb drives or our MP4 players, it has that whole archive on the micro SD card on there. And that's why it's so important, A, to support us, but B, you need to have these files, because if they Seth Rich me, then these files are gone. So, I mean, other people have them, of course, but like if they're trying to go after all of us is what the point I'm trying to make. But yeah, here's the court order. I hope we finally see some sunshine and justice. Major blow to drug cartels. Over $500 million in drugs intercepted, offloaded by FBI Tampa and partners, preventing them from flooding American neighborhoods thanks to their work. This operation is one of the most successful counter-narcotics efforts in U.S. history. Good job, FBI. Now don't go selling it. Where are we at? 22? I'll go a little longer. Tranny hermit defends their reproductive organ removal at pro-LGBTQIA PPK+ Kentucky parish. What? Speaking in a pro-LGBT Catholic church in Lexington last night, the controversial transgender hermit Nicole Matson defended her sex change surgery, decried the Vatican for ignoring transgender voices, and praised Bishop John Stowe for hosting her in the diocese. So, I just don't know if they're talking about a woman or a man anymore. Since it's Infowars, I'm assuming that they're dead naming, which is the right thing to do. Because it's delusional. Don't fit into the delusional psychosis. Or else you're making it worse. J.D. Vance slaps down Rhino trader Mitch McConnell after he tries to block another nominee. It just goes on and on and on and on, on and on and on and on. Elbridge Colby, one of the brightest foreign policy minds in the GOP, and it's pathetic watching Mitch McConnell continue to stand with Democrats to sabotage President Trump. This is why whoever replaces Mitch for Senate needs to... We need term limits, first of all. Needs to represent clean break from him. Time for change. That's right. It's true. Haitian jailed for murder of Dutch teen after she broke up with him. 20-year-old man, originally from Haiti, has been sentenced to 9 years in prison by a Dutch court for ambushing his 17-year-old girlfriend as she walked him home by stabbing her to death. The verdict was handed down by a court in Groningen in March 31st after James Lee S. found guilty of the premeditated murder of Jet Corsan from the northeastern town of Winsome. Tragic. DOD Spock's Sean. I always dislike this spelling because I want to say scene because I'm a phonetic kind of guy, you know? But Sean Parnell drops Jasmine Crockett over post criticizing the firing of Admiral Shoshana Chatfield, appears to confirm refusal to hang portraits of Trump and Hegseth. It's a great picture of her. What do we got? It's true. All right. Leaked documents show how the Biden regime secretly allowed Venezuela to invade the U.S. The failed socialist state of Venezuela may seem like an unlikely candidate for invading the United States, yet leaked documents suggest that is exactly what happened. Television host and independent reporter Emerald Robertson obtained documents that she posted on her Substack about Tren de Agua and its link to Nicolas Maduro's criminal regime. Ooh. Let's see. Can't zoom any more than that. That's crap. Let me see if I can throw it in the Photoshop because that's so tiny. Yeah, that's better. Cool. Still kind of grainy, but I'll take it. Can I move this over? Yes, I can. And this goes over here. So here you got Nicolas Maduro, President of the Republic. Then you got Freddie Bernal, Governor of Tricha State, border state with Colombia. Dado Cabello, Minister of Internal Relations, Justice and Peace in Venezuela. You got Iris Varela, Minister of the People's Power for the Penitentiary Service. Penitentiary? Tarek El Assami, Sectoral Vice President of the Economy of Venezuela. George Rodriguez, ex-director of the CNE, ex-president of the Republic. And she is connected to Tren de Agua, Hector Guerrero, a.k.a. Nino Guerrero. And then you got Antonio Enrique Alvarez Cisneros, a.k.a. El Portro Alvarez, former Minister of Sports and President of the National Hippodrome Institute. He looks like a Street Fighter character. And then you got the Revolutionary Armed Forces of Colombia. It's Manuel Antonio, Alvaro Roman, George Gregorio, Alvaro Roman. And then you got Juan Pablo Carcas Garcia. Fascinating. So, that's who we're talking about. These are the key players. President Trump designated Tren de Agua as a foreign terrorist organization on January 20th by executive order because it's conducting irregular warfare and undertaking hostile actions inside the United States. According to the order, Tren de Agua operates in conjunction with Cartel de los Soles, the Nicolas Maduro regime-sponsored narco-terrorism enterprise based in Venezuela, and commits brutal crimes including murders, kidnapping, extortions, human, drug, and weapon trafficking. It's not a street gang. It's the paramilitary wing of the Venezuela's narco-terrorism regime. But you see how the left likes to downplay, like we covered in yesterday's episode, when I talked to that guy on Saturday at that hands-off protest in Orlando, when I was like, it's domestic terrorism to explode Teslas. And he was like, no, it's the vandals. It's vandalism. Like, they try to downplay their criminal activity. So you got this Hector Guerrero Flores, a.k.a. Nino Guerrero guy, who's connected to Johan Jose Ramiro, a.k.a. John Patricia, responsible for the control of the gold mines in Venezuela. And then you got, I'll turn myself off here. You got Giovanni San Vicente, a.k.a. Giovanni, is responsible for controlling the revenue of drug trafficking and other criminal activities in different countries. That's why President Trump ordered the deportation of Tren de Agua members using the Alien Enemies Act of 1798. The group are actually foreign soldiers operating in our country in secret. Tren de Agua is a transnational organized criminal group controlled by and sponsored by the Venezuelan regime. 2. Main terrorist criminal activities: kidnapping, extortion, drug trafficking, robbery, killing, illegal mining, and among others. 3. Tren de Agua is run primarily by Venezuelan regime. Drug trafficking and corruption are the main sources of cash for this organization. The Venezuelan regime has been using UBS and Credit Suisse as financial organizations to manage those funds. As of January 2025, it has more than 5,000 members, distributed in more than 10 countries. And this is exactly why I didn't vote for Biden. This is exactly why I didn't support Kamala Harris. because these people, they have flooded our streets with the most dangerous. Look at this mobilization into the U.S. Criminals are distributed to safe houses in 20 U.S. cities. Mexico. Mexican drug cartels provide the support for the routes across the U.S. border. Nicaragua. Logistical center for provisions. Colombia. Colombian fake IDs are provided. Venezuela. Training and preparations for the journey. So, it's that this is the flow chart of how they mobilize and come in. This is fantastic. Definitely check out emerald.tv. EU scraps equality law in win for freedom of conscience. In a victory for freedom of conscience, religious freedom, and personal autonomy, the European Commission recently announced that this summer would withdraw the Equal Treatment Directive, or ETD, a highly problematic legislative proposal that sought to implement the principle of equal treatment between persons irrespective of religion or behalf of disability, age, or sexual orientation. One of the primary concerns with ETD was its potential to force individuals and businesses to act against their deeply held beliefs. Good. Christian business owners such as florists, bakers, and photographers would have been compelled to participate in events that violated their religious convictions, including same-sex weddings. A Jewish printer would, for example, not have been able to decline printing New Testament, nor a Muslim cartoonist of Muhammad. You see the slippery. So it's good for all sides here. And this is how it needs to be done. It can't be one-sided. It has to be across the board. If you're gonna, it's all or nothing. You either have fascism or you don't. And with that being said, if you like what we do, you should help fight the fascists and go to thealexjonesstore.com/DarkDox. And if you use that URL, I get 10% of the profits from anything that you buy. I just got my ultra methylene blue. In fact, a lot of people were like, you don't really take those supplements. You don't do that. Well, watch this. I stand on business here at DarkDox, and I shot a video while I was at work because it's so pretty. I'm going to turn myself off for a second here. While you can see. Look at that, actually. That's just one drop. The recommended dosage is 1 dropper per day. I microdose everything. So I'm just doing 1 drop at a time of the ultra methylene blue. It has a really nice, people have always said that have taken the methylene blue in the past, like that it has a bad taste. I've never tried it before. So I was like, I can't compare it. But apparently it has a very strong taste usually. This stuff, it has a little bit of vanilla extract and a little bit of peppermint extract. And it's just the tiniest amount. So, I mean, it does a really good job. If there is a flavor, I don't taste it. It makes, you just drop it in water, or they did it with some seltzer on InfoWars. It's, I gotta say, I'm energetic, I'm focused. There's a little bit of an electric tingle still on the back of my tongue. And I didn't even drop it directly onto my tongue. I just over the course of my entire day from 11 a.m. Until 4:30 when I left, I just put 3 drops in, about like 5 cups of that water. So, I just use very little bit of all that stuff. Like you're not going to spend money on them and use them, right? Yeah. So it's crazy. Well, I mean, it's funny because leftists that, criticize are like, oh, like you're getting it for free, or like, you're not really taking, I don't know. But yeah, here is my supplement shelf. I got the Shilajit complex, which has burdock root and sea moss And what else? There's all kinds of stuff in the Shilajit. Ashwagandha, magnesium, black pepper, black seed extract, burdock root, Irish sea moss, and much, much more. The Atomic Defense, which I think, are they still doing that sale? They're giving away bottles of that. At least I got a free bottle yesterday. But that might have been a flash sale. No, yeah, look, free Atomic Defense with every order. So if you buy anything today, you will get a bottle of this Atomic Defense. I've already bought 2 bottles of it. I like it. And the reason why I like it is because it has great ingredients. It has, where is it? It's not on the top page. They have so many new products all the time that it's like it's hard for things to stay on the main page. Let's see, supplements. I just ordered the Ultimate Burn. I've never done any weight loss stuff, but yeah, they got that, and you can get it for 50% off if you subscribe. 10-day Ultimate Gut Cleanse, that's fantastic. The Sambucus Elderberry, Vitamin C, and Zinc Gummies are dynamite. Here we go, Atomic Defense. Echinacea sea moss, cumin power, biopurine. It also has, do they show both sides? Good. Oregano, that's the big one. And like I'm having some pizza right now for dinner, and it has fresh spinach, and I grow my own oregano. Guys, you gotta get on the oregano. Whether you're taking supplements or like I like to have a plant, and I like it fresh. It's delicious, but it's antimicrobial, antibacterial, antifungal. It will get that nasty taste out of your mouth. It's fantastic. So I'm a big fan of oregano, and I like these Atomic Defense capsules. You like right when you pop them in, like you can tell how much oregano extract is in there, just because you know the flavor once you get used to it, and you're like, oh shit, that's strong. It's fantastic. Cinnamon, turmeric, garlic extract. This will keep the vampires away, my friend. And if you're gonna get anything, I highly suggest doing the VIP program. Because it's only $30 a month. You can cancel anytime. And the reason why I suggest this is because you get $40 in store credit. So there's pretty much, the way I see it is like you're committing to $30 a month. And, it's being like, I'm going to buy something from you guys once a month, $30. And then they give you $10 for free. So you can buy $40 worth of stuff. And, you're supporting InfoWars, you're supporting DarkDox. You get 10 to 40% off everything in the store all the time. Exclusive access to giveaways and all kinds of stuff. And you get the InfoWars Lost Tapes collection. It's an MP3 archive from all the Alex Jones shows from 2001 all the way to 2008. And that's just amazing to have. And much, much more. Also, they are giving away right now a 2024 Jeep Rubicon 392 4x4 plus $10,000 cash with all of these jacked up. I mean, I'm typically not a Jeep guy. I like this one. They got a Cybertruck too. And right now it's 10x entries. And if you are a VIP member, it's 20x entries. So that means for every dollar you spend, let's say you just buy a sticker for $7, that's 700. That's 70 entries usually, and then if you're a VIP member, that's 140 entries. Am I doing the math right? Because it's 10x for every dollar. So that's if you just buy a sticker for $7, like a bumper sticker or something. But they got silver coins, they got methylene blue, Sheila G complex, they got T-shirts, they got some fun stickers. And they also have challenge coins, which are fantastic if you're a collector. I mean, they're $17. If you're a VIP member, they're $14.38. I mean, that's a cool ass coin, Give it to your kids, give it to your coworkers. Support the info war. Also, we have DarkDox, DOX shop, and over there on my site is where I was talking about. If you click on shop. We got projectors, and these projectors are awesome, guys. Like, I have 2 of them. I have one as a backup. And battery-powered, HDMI, USB headphones. You can hook up your DVD player to them. You can put in a flash drive and play MP4s, MP3s. and you can hook it up to your Fire Stick, Apple TV, your phone, your laptop, anything. It's awesome. And it's just a cute little projector. And I provide you with a micro SD card with the entire DarkDox archive. And has a nice throw on it, you know. So I mean, right now we're selling that for $82. And again, like, just a 1 terabyte micro SD card alone is worth like $15. And then, you know, I spend about a good 6 hours loading the thing to the brim, you know, very safely to make sure that all the data is like nice and on there. And you know, I get these for about, like, I think 50 something bucks. And, you know, the shipping's included, guys. So, like, I'm only making $10-15. The point of this is for you to get all of the over 100 documentaries, all the Alex Jones films, all the InfoWars films, all of the, you know, I got David Icke on there. I got Jordan Maxwell. I got Aaron Russo's American Freedom, Fascism. Zeitgeist is on there. Fabled Enemies from Jason Burmis. It goes on and on and on. So support us at darkdox.me/shop. Acting IRS commissioner resigns in protest after DHS reaches a historic deal with her agency to, is it her agency anymore? To aid Trump's deportation efforts. You can just tell in their face when they're nuts, you know? No one's going to miss you. Trump halts federal aid to Maine prisons after state allows man to be incarcerated with women. He's standing up for women. Okay? Trump loves you. He loves the women. Let's see what we got. We got a little report here.
What we did last night, some breaking news. We pulled all non-essential funding from the Department of Corrections in Maine because they were allowing a man in a woman's prison, a giant 6'1", 245-pound guy who committed a double murder with a knife, stabbed his parents to death and the family dog, and he identified as a woman. So they were letting him be housed in a female prison. No longer. We will pull your funding. We will protect women in prison. We will protect women in sports. We will protect women throughout this country. No more of that. What we did last...
I like her more and more every day. It's fantastic. Retweets and hearts and bookmark and great job. Yeah, they were discussing earlier today that a lot of this crazy leftist stuff started happening, like really amplifying, when the Obama administration passed the H.R. 5729, the Smith-Mundt Modernization Act, to modernize authorities to fight and win war on ideas against violent extremist ideologies over the internet and other mediums of information, and for other purposes. Congress.gov, 11th Congress, 5729, link in description. Smith-Mundt Modernization Act of 2010 amends the United States Information and Educational Exchanges Act of 1948 to authorize the Secretary of State to provide the preparation of and dissemination of information intended primarily for foreign audiences abroad about the United States, including and about its people, its history, and the federal government's policies. So, aka propaganda. It's legalizing propaganda through press, publications, radio, motion pictures, and the internet, and other information media, and throughout thorough information centers and instructors. Under current law, authorities is restricted to information disseminated abroad with a limited domestic exception. Amends the Foreign Relations Authorization Act, fiscal year 1986 to 1987, to prohibit Department of State funds from being used to influence public opinion or propagandizing the United States. Under current law, such provision applies to the United States Information Agency, USIA. States that such provision shall, 1, not prohibit the department from responding to inquiries about its operation, policies, programs, or program materials, or making such information available for members of the media, public, or Congress. 2, not be construed to prohibit the department from engaging in any medium of information on a presumption that the U.S. domestic audience may be exposed to program material. And 3, apply only to the department and no other federal department or agency. So, of course, through the nomenclature, they make it seem so boring, but like if you really get down to the brass tacks of it, they literally just removed the stopgap between giving propaganda to Americans. What's up, Xander and Mountain Violet? Data Battle Z, I really appreciate you being in the chats. Take a moment and create a post for this. I want to see some more people in that chat. No, Democrats, Trump didn't kill drug research. Here's what actually happened for NIH. Democrats are up in arms accusing President Trump and the Department of Government Efficiency. Get in here, Doge. He's just been so busy. He hasn't even been on the show lately. Social media is flooded with dramatic claims, photos of sick children, stories of desperate patients. That should be, if we're gonna we need to ban propagandizing from private companies. I know you're busy. Get back to work, Doge. Social media is flooded with dramatic claims, photos of sick children, stories of desperate patients. The truth is far less dramatic. The Trump administration has indeed pushed aggressive cost cutting across federal agencies, including a National Institute of Health, which funds a large share of America's drug research. But contrary to the headlines, there is no blanket halt on medical research. Far from it. Studies continue under other federal programs, and through robust private funding, supporting everything from cancer breakthroughs to rare disease therapies. What the administration has done is implement targeted policies like capping overhead costs and temporarily pausing some grant reviews that have caused confusion, delays, and loud complaints from researchers and critics, but they haven't shut down research altogether. So, calm down. Doge cuts Fauci-funded animal testing in China, for example. California's soccer coach charged with molestation and murder of a 13-year-old boy unmasked as illegal alien. Death penalty.
Esto es un mensaje para las madres para que no confíen sus hijos con nadie.
This is a message for mothers to trust no one with your children. Moments after the district attorney announced he was charging her son's soccer coach with his murder, Oscar Hernandez's mother said she wants Mario Garcia Aquino to face
La pena máxima. Eso es lo que yo.
Incluso muerte.
Sí.
the maximum penalty, including death. Yes. DA Nathan Hochman said the 13-year-old was killed in Lancaster on March 28th and said his 43-year-old soccer coach did it. Search teams found the boy's body off the side of a road in Oxnard last Wednesday. Hernandez's family says they reported him missing after they lost touch with him when he took a train from Sun Valley to meet the coach in Lancaster, who was then supposed to drive the boy home. The DA said they are not yet clear on how Hernandez was killed, but the charges include a special circumstance of murder during the commission or attempted commission of a lewd act with a child. Hochman recently said he'd allow prosecutors to seek the death penalty, and this could be one of those instances.
I hope he gets it.
Esto
You can
es
see it in
un
his
mensaje
eyes,
para las
fucking
madres.
animal. Disgusting. Per multiple law enforcement sources, the Los Angeles youth soccer coach charged yesterday with murdering one of his players. A 13-year-old boy is an illegal alien from El Salvador. 43-year-old Mario Edgardo Garcia Aquino has been charged with murder with a special circumstance allegation of murder during the commission of lewd acts with a child. making him eligible for the death penalty. Police say 13-year-old Oscar Omar Hernandez went up to Lancaster to visit Garcia Aquino, his coach, at his home on March 28th. Police believe Garcia Aquino killed him that same day. Hernandez's family reported him missing 2 days ago, and on April 2nd, his body was found off the side of the road in Oxnard. Excuse me. Woo! Worst one on the show history. The LA... Ugh, I have something stuck in my throat. Sorry, guys. Am I extra red today? Because Alex Jones said that when he took the methylene blue, he like turned kind of like glowing red. I don't know if it's just my camera or like did I get some sun. But all right, I'm back. I am working to find out more about Garcia Aquino's immigration history and will update accordingly. Yeah, good. What are we at? 53? Sheesh. Woo! Bombshell report from Secretary of Defense confirms Gateway Pundit was correct. 7 Americans contracted with COVID-19-like symptoms in Wuhan as early as October 19, months before the official pandemic timeline. Wow. Anti-Israel activist students barge into classroom at UC Boulder, get dragged out by their kifyas? Is that how you say it? So the CU Boulder Police Department is investigating an incident that occurred Wednesday, April 2nd, where a classroom was disrupted by unidentified individuals, one of or more of whom were removed from the classroom, were being told to leave repeatedly by the instructor. A second individual who appears to be assaulting individuals from the class in the video of the incident was not an employee or a student.
Well, hello. Excuse me. No, you may not. Leave. Get out. Today we stand. Get out.
Holy shit.
Get out. Now. Get out. Now. Get out.
That's no.
Get out. Get out. What? Some too? Get out. Get out.
Do you have
now.
a problem?
Get out.
That's no.
Out. Get out.
That's illegal. Stop!
Oh, shit.
Stop!
So it appears there's two sides to this story. I need a little bit more context. That was pretty wild. Yeah, so I'm going to wrap up early, and not too early, I mean it's 56, but because I really want to see Alex Jones on Tucker Carlson. He came down here to Florida, and he's now flying back to Texas. And they're going to be talking about Trump. Well, they were talking about Trump, Israel, secret World War III plans, dire wolf resurrection, InfoWars reporter assassination. It's 2 hours and 7 minutes. I think I put the link in the description, so we can watch that together now. Yeah, that about does it. So thanks for tuning in. And once more, we go out of outer space and then turn off the display capture and come back down to SeaWorld. where I tell you to beware, take care. Tomorrow is the exciting finale of this week's DarkDox Digest at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We do this Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You guys have a great night. Bye-bye.
Leading a frontal assault on the lies of the New World Order. It's Christian Coffins.
DarkDox Digest. DarkDox Digest. DarkDox Digest. DarkDox Digest. If you value this program, donate what you can at CASH.APP/DarkDox. DarkDox Digest. DarkDox Digest.